Greetings, fellow captains, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships with the Highfound. And today we're talking about the teaser, the work in progress that was released on the carriers, which have been confirmed that we're gonna start seeing something to do with them in the first quarter. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about first of all, and here we go. This is the first one. As you can see there, we've seen a nice still of the Ryujios. Those look to be the torpedo. Are they the torpedo? No, they are the bombers taking off. Now, first things we need to look at is what exactly is going on here. What can we see? Not just, oh look, his camera's coming. So let's look at this a little bit more in-depthly. So first of all, we have three consumables, which is the symbol for our fighters. So that means that much like the PC, you can deploy a fighter squadron which will patrol a small area around where you drop them. So if you see one of your battleships being harassed constantly by the enemy carrier, you can just drop fighters on top of them and they will defend them. Second one is engine boost, so that allows you to speed up a bit faster, being up on the D-pad, and down on the D-pad being return home. Now this is where things get a little bit different from the PC. If you notice in the bottom left hand corner, hopefully I'll just zoom in on it so we can see it and it sort of follows along my progress as we're talking. We have torpedo bombers, which are being those three torpedo symbols, and HE bombers, which is common, but we seem to be missing the rocket attack planes. Now, this is work in progress, so it's not saying that this is exactly how it's going to be, but it does appear that we're not getting quite the same functionality that they do on World of Warships PC. For example, where the Ryujio, which I'll bring up here, has rocket attack planes, torpedo bombers, and HE bombers. So that is a little something to take note of and pay attention to. But what we can probably quite clearly establish from the video and the differences that we're going to see is we're going to see the Hosho at tier 4, which tier 3, because there's the typical down tier. The I don't know how you pronounce the other two Japanese, but the Shokokai is going to be our tier 7. So it looks like we're going to get 3, 5 and 7. We can see that here with the Langley being 4, whereas 3 in the demo video we've seen. The Ranger then at tier 6, which will be our tier 5, and then the Lexington taking the top spot. We can see again here with the Langley in the video, the Langley showed having two types of planes, being the torpedo bombers and the dive bombers, whereas obviously we are missing those rocket attack planes. Right, so we're going to have a look at some carrier gameplay, but not by me, because we've established I'm pretty shit at it. I've given it a go and it's just not something I'm very good at. So what we have here, sorry that there's no sound, but this is a replay from World of Warships replay by Jamaican. I think he's trying to say, he's trying to combine Ganja and Jamaican together. So this is Steve. I was going to say Dave, but our good old Mighty Jingles uses Dave all the time, so I don't want to feel like I'm copying him too much. Sod it. Dave it is. This is Dave playing the Lexington, and as you can see, what he is looking to do here, he's whizzing around the screen trying to spot. So this is quite likely going to be our tier 7 American carrier when they come out. I'm assuming they're releasing the American and the Japanese first, because we've seen American and Japanese carriers in the gameplay. Apologies, I don't know why there isn't any sound. There might be sound, it might not have just loaded up yet, and I've got no patience, and whap! There he goes. So as you can see, they're not the most effective damage dealers, but they're consistent in the right hands. I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely awful. As you can see, he's aiming ahead and took a nice little 5,000 damage from that trek of planes out, but he's gonna do a lot more. But notice he didn't go after any battleships. He went straight for the destroyer as soon as he seen him. He's looking around, trying to spot things, and that's something that, well, one, destroyer players are going to have to pay attention, because staying unspotted is going to be a lot more difficult if a carrier player decides he wants to keep you spotted. And if someone's in shooting range, keeping them spotted is probably the best bet, as he's going in. By the looks of it, he's going to go in on another attack run. So obviously you've still got smoke to keep you undetected, but yeah, you know, smoke doesn't last all the time, and if you want to, you can seriously harass destroyers. And I don't want to knock destroyers, they're not easy to play. You can easily screw up in a destroyer and make it quite difficult for yourself, but you know, they do have that concealment, that crazy concealment on console at the moment, so this is a bit of a counter towards that, and he's gone straight back out again with another set of rocket attack planes. And I think his plan is to, it looks like he's heading over in that direction. I think he's trying to kill off that destroyer as quickly as possible to sort of even up the scores, because his team is down one destroyer already. So there he is. You can see him sort of using the acceleration to like zoom forward a little bit faster. It's a little bit annoying how he does it, to be honest. I wish he'd just wait for it to charge up and use it all in one go. But he's clearly much better at this than me, so who are we to judge? And that was a nice little salvo on that destroyer. I think this next one might just be the end for that DD. Boosh! There he goes. He's dead. And as you can see, he's flicking back. So what would be down on our keypad to take him back to the carrier as quickly as possible. One thing I'm curious about is how is the carrier movement going to work? Because you can see Dave here hasn't moved. He's just stayed in spawn. Now, if you can sail a carrier on PC like you would a normal ship, or you can look at the mini-map, set a marker, and it will autopilot itself. So he's going out. So all we've seen is rocket attack planes so far, which is what we're missing from that teaser clip. So here he is taking a set of dive bombs out, and it looks like again he is going after that destroyer. Where's that destroyer gone? There he is. Look, and yeah, he's definitely trying to make this destroyer's life, any destroyer's life, a living hell if possible. And oosh, leaves him with just enough health. Hopefully one of his teammates is going to finish that little DD off, or is he going to swing back? He's swinging back round, and there we go. He's dead. So this is something you can do on PC. If you keep, when you launch an attack, as long as you keep holding and don't actually execute the attack, it'll just bring your plane back up into its squadron and let you have another go. And as you can see, again, after the destroyers, the destroyers definitely seem to be Dave's favourite food. And absolutely walloped him. Absolutely walloped him. He is gone. So that is his... what's he to take out now? Again, back out in the rocket attack planes, which we're not going to get, which is making me a sad panda. I do know he is definitely going to be using some torpedo planes, but rocket attack planes seem to be the tool to use to take out destroyers. You know, obviously torpedo bombers. Yeah, they're torpedoes. It's quite hard to hit something that maneuverable with torpedoes. And there he goes. He's found another target. It's another destroyer. He comes steaming in. Whoop. And another decent, what was that? Just shy of 5,000 damage salvo. As he's swinging back around. He's taking some damage. And whap. Again, another decent hit. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming these are decent because, you know, he's taking down that destroyer's health reasonably quickly. And look at that for timing. And unfortunately, he doesn't get the kill. Now, he is moving the carrier. The carrier is actually making some moves now. I think he's trying to get away from that flank, which seems to be pushing up fairly hard. So what are we on? 2 kills, 37,000 damage. Now the damage seems low for a tier 8 or what would be tier 7 match for us. You know, the damage isn't amazing, but you've got to remember all he's been doing is targeting destroyers up until this point. And curious to see what he does now. Right, he's coming under fire for from some anti-air. Looks like that destroyer has actually met his end. And here he is coming in, running some torpedoes at a battleship. And 2 out of the 3 hit. 1, I don't know how that one missed. It looked like it passed right through his ship, in all fairness. And there he goes, comes in, swoops in from the other side. If that battleship doesn't die before he gets there, he's going to die really quickly. And yeah, see, that when he's controlling the mini-map there must be a glitch on the replay, but that's how you adjust where your ship is going to. And obviously, these cruisers, this cruiser and these battleships pushing this side, and now he's starting to get really close to him. And as you can see by that alert symbol, his ship is detected, so he wants to focus these and get rid of these as quickly as possible, because once you lose your carrier, you lose all your planes. It's just the set that you've got up. And there we go. And you see the green indicator is where the torpedoes arm. There is an arm in distance, and although he sort of fired that arm in them ahead, he still let them rip, because, you know, the cruiser would have been further ahead. And as soon as he drops his torpedoes, he jumps straight back. And what are these? These must be dive bombers. Yes, he launches a set of dive bombers. So the reason why I'm highlighting this is more so you guys can see how carriers are supposed to be played. Because there's nothing worse than new ships coming out and nobody having any idea whatsoever on what they're supposed to do. So harass DDs. DDs are all dead. Not entirely sure what happened there. I think he must have accidentally have launched an attack. And then once you're done with the DDs, that's when you start focusing on the battleships and the cruisers. But killing DDs it should be the main focus for absolutely every ship. And oof, those dive bombers do a bit of damage, don't they? They seem to be pretty effective against cruisers. I think that's kind of the rock paper scissors element. It is rocket attack planes for DDs. It is the dive bombers for the cruisers, and then obviously the torpedo bombers then to harass the battleships. But you can, and I have citadel battleships with dive bombers, but it depends. Some have armor-piercing bombs, and others have HE. So you can see that that cruiser is all up in his smoke, and Dave here is trying some speculative shots to do some damage. He wasn't going to be able to damage the battleship with the dive bombers, so he decided, yeah, we'll try a speculative hit and just go back, because otherwise you're losing planes for absolutely no reason. And this is where he takes out another set of torpedo bombers. Now, you're not always guaranteed to have 3, as you've seen in the video. The Ryujo only fires 2 torpedo bombers in the squadron take a run each. I think it can do 3 runs. I know if you've got the, what's the one I've got? The Kaga. The Kaga can fire a lot more. I think it fires 4 or 5 torpedoes in a run. And oof, nice juicy torpedo hit there to take out the cruiser. And he's circling back around to attack the battleship again. And dunk. Fish in the water, and as you can see, as soon as he releases, he is straight back to his ship, straight back to and that was 3 more torpedo hits, and yeah, instantly back to his carrier, and instantly getting the next set of planes away. So excuse me, I don't know what to say whilst he's just flying across the air. But as you can see, pay attention. The team scores are fairly even at the moment, so nothing overly exciting to sort of really talk about. Paying attention to the map, it's all fairly equal. And here he comes, dive bomber run, oosh, and there we go. What was that? 3 penetrations, 1 non-penetration, and that picks him up his 4th kill of the match as one of his friendly ships go down, making it a nice even 4v4 still. That flank looks like it's pretty much secure. There was another ship spotted over there, but we know something is in A, even before it was spotted, because it was being capped. So Dave sends his planes over, and he's looking to reset the cap and score some damage. So these again are rocket attack planes, and I'm going to be incredibly sad if we don't get them. And in all fairness, the rocket attack planes do seem to do decent damage even to battleships, but yeah, torpedo bombers are definitely the way forward for damaging these. And sets him on fire, gets himself 2 defend ribbons, and sets and well, the fire's just clocking up. No, there it is. It's been put out by that battleship. Or has that battleship died? Oh, I think it died. So now he's also lost another 2 teammates. So it is a 2 versus 3 battleship and a carrier versus 2 battleships and a carrier. I see the enemy carrier is obviously off chasing our battleship, so I don't think he's gonna. Oh, ship detected by enemy aircraft. So he is now, the carrier itself has been spotted as Dave desperately tries to search down to find the last of these ships, and it comes up there at risk of collision, so it's warning him that his carrier is likely to do a hive and smash into an island. So spotted, and there's a Bismarck. The Bismarck's kind of on his own, and definitely the right target to go for. One thing you're going to need to learn is the anti-aircraft fire ability of all of these all of these other ships. It's definitely going to make a significant difference to how your game is going to turn out. Now see, he has got that on that T button, he's got the fighters. Now if I was him, I would have dropped those fighters. There he goes, he drops the fighters on top of his battleship, because we know that their enemy aircraft carrier, it's the only other really viable target, is going to be setting off some bombers. He's going to be attacking him for sure. And you can see there he's got some torpedo bombers in the way, but along with its own anti-aircraft, it's now going to be supported by the fighter consumable, which is definitely going to assist in keeping him alive. And you see his aircraft have killed 5. His fighters have killed 5 of the enemy torpedo bombers that were sent after. And you can see there, you've seen it show up on the screen, but it died out, that the enemy carrier had also tried doing the same and drop in fighters to protect the Bismarck, but unfortunately for the Bismarck, they just didn't last all that long. Right, come on Dave, make some moves. And see the Bismarck is circling, and notice how he tends to not just make a straight beeline for enemies. He tends to sort of circle around them a little bit first. And there we go, you can see a nice tight torpedo spread there. One of these has got to hit, surely. Come on Dave, I've got my fingers crossed for you. And again, his defensive aircraft over the friendly battleship there has successfully shot down yet another aircraft. He scored a torpedo hit. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Bit of a replay glitch where he was completely underwater, and the friendly battleship is dead. And how many kills is he on now? It's the screen is really small on my recording software. It's quite difficult to detect what exactly is going on. And there we go, dive bomb on their carrier. Holy crap. Did you just destroy 25 aircraft, 26 aircraft by dive bombing the other carrier's deck? That's that's freaking amazing. And genuinely, and then another aircraft killed. So he dropped the bombs as his dive bomb was going up, destroyed another 5 aircraft, and set a fire. Now if you set a fire to a carrier, that means it can't launch any more planes. So as you can see, he's not going for the torpedo bombers, he's going for the rocket attack planes, because he wants to set them on fire so he can't launch any planes. And if he can't launch any planes, then, well, he's just a big, fat, juicy sitting duck. That's 123,000. And there we go, 2 fires. That is exactly what he wanted, as he does take a torpedo hit. But this is exactly when he sends out his torpedo bombers. These are torpedo bombers. Am I being an idiot? Yeah, torpedo bombers, because that carrier is pretty much defenseless now. There's not really anything you can do. So we'll finish him and kill him quick and kill him hard with torpedoes. And there we go. Is that kill number 6? I think that might be kill number 6. And that is victory for Dave, and an intro to carriers. So I do hope you all enjoyed this video, a nice little insight into 1, what exactly that teaser trailer told us, and 2, how exactly you play carriers. Because let's be honest, new ship, new class, it's not going to go well in general, I don't think. So I hope you did like the video. If you do, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and until next time, take care.